We're not jerks, we don't curse. Salutations, Grime Nation. It is I, your most magnanimous host, Grime, still coming to you from a secret location, and this is Grime's Great Raw Review. The very best Raw review you will find on all of YouTube. I'm the champion, me, yeah. And before I start, I just want to talk a little bit about John Cena's amazing promo on SmackDown. It was magnifique. It was amazing. It was hilarious. It was fantastic. If you haven't watched it, go find it on YouTube and watch it. It was great. Yeah. Alright, we begin our show with this wasty-waste Bray Wyatt singing, and the crowd is singing along, and what are you doing, England? You were supposed to be our friend, England. And they announce that the main event is going to be Harper versus Cena, but that doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter who you put in front of Cena. Cena's going to win, because he's Cena. Yeah. Sure enough, sweet sassy my lassie, here comes John Cena, his music hits, and then, where is he? Where is he? Guess what, Bray? He's behind you, because John Cena is a mental genius. He has foiled your plans time and time again. You can't stop him, and you can't see him. Ah! We move on to Paul Heyman and Antonio Cesaro cutting a promo in the ring, and these England fans don't know this is not sing-along with Paul Heyman. What are you doing? And the match we get is Cesaro versus Sheamus. This was a knockdown, drag-out fight, and because I don't watch things like Main Event, this was all new to me, and it was great. Yeah. The post-match saw Cesaro declining a handshake from Sheamus. But you know, as well as I do, Sheamus would have taken his hand and then kicked him. Because that's what Sheamus does. He fights. And then we move on to the Shield, and poor crybaby Roman Reigns has a big gash, and he's whining about all his stitches that he had to have because Randy Orton did what was right and punched him in the face. Yeah. Alright, so another Intercontinental Tournament of some kind? Are you completely out of ideas? Did we not just have one of those? Did we not just have a tournament to crown the rightful IC champion, Bad News Barrett? What is going on, creative? What are you doing? Oh, I see. This one's different because it's only going to be on one Raw, and it is a Beat the Clock challenge. And the first match is Big E versus the big guy, Ryback. I want to address the disrespectful fans who are chanting Goldberg and not Ryback. His name is Ryback. Do you not read? Do you not speak English? They have his name on the Titantron, clear as day. His name's Ryback. The fans are also chanting for Barrett, and I agree with you. It is London. He should have been opening the show in front of his hometown, even though these fans are completely ungrateful and chant the wrong names at superstars. Here comes R-Truth along with the Funkadactyls making their return to Monday Night Raw. I want to know, why are they still called the Funkadactyls? Brodus Clay went back to his home planet of Funk, or whatever. He's not even with them anymore, so why are they still called the Funkadactyls? Grime Nation, let me know why. So the match was supposed to be R-Truth versus Fandango, which could have been a pretty good match for the first hour of Raw. Instead, Summer Rae decides to come down to the ring, and surprise, surprise, she has music for some weird reason. She comes down to the ring and wants to beat up Layla, and I don't understand why that altercation meant the match between Fandango and R-Truth could not happen. What is with the officiating? What is with the production? Why didn't that match happen? Wasty, oh wasty waste. And then we see a promo for Season 3 of a show I am not allowed to watch and therefore have no real opinion on, Total Divas. What a wasty waste. Then the music for your WWE Champion Daniel Bryan hits, and I get real depressed because I don't want to see him. But then it's great. But then it's Stephanie, and she comes out and she's doing the yes, and it's hilarious and it's great. So Stephanie is here to tell us that she is contemplating stripping Daniel Bryan of his WWE Champion. And if you ask me, it should have already happened when he announced he had to have surgery. There is no way he's gonna be back in time for Payback, and the clause that Jack Tunney instated says 30 days. If you can't defend it in 30 days, you must drop the title. That is how it's always worked, that is how it always will work. So she teases, we could give it to that wasty waste Kane, which is a bad idea. But we could give it to Batista, which is a pretty good idea. Or we give it to Triple H, which is a great idea. I'm just curious why she didn't mention the best idea of all. Just give it to John Cena. Come on, you know what's gonna happen. However, we could also give it to the reigning champion of last summer, Abeyance. That could happen. Either way, I would like to see a tournament for the WWE champion. I feel that could draw some ratings and draw some pay-per-view buys, and that could be great. I want to see a tournament. Just do it. Here comes 3MB, but they're the Union Jacks. And where is Hornswoggle? What is going on? Regardless, they're out there looking pretty awesome. And who should interrupt the always excellent 3MB but Lana? Lana being a harlot and a strumpet and strutting around on stage in those far too tight clothing, and the cameraman who can't keep his camera up here where the eyes are. And so she's cutting a promo in England, but still keeps talking about America. You could at least tweak your promo a little bit to talk more about England, considering you are in front of a crowd in England. Learn your geography, Lana. And wouldn't you know it, here comes Rusev. In past weeks, I have coined the phrase racist Rusev. And this week, he is doing better as he is facing Heath Slater. However, considering that he still attacked 3MB, that still makes him 1/3 racist. Do not hinder gender. We get another Shield promo, and who cares? And then we get our top 10 WWE Network. And finally, after the past 2 weeks of jobbing, in at number 2 is Slam City. Yeah! Grime Nation's excited, Grime's excited, Slam City, number 2. Yeah! Rob Van Dam versus Alberto Del Rio. I am honestly surprised, given his drug records, that they even allowed Rob Van Dam to have a passport and leave the country. Also, this match seems very familiar, but it seems like it's missing one little thing that where is Ricardo in his amazingly awful tie-dye shirt? I don't know. It's a wasty waste. Son of a biscuit eater, here's John Cena backstage doing a promo with the Usos, and you can't see him, and he's beating his chest and humming some song, and it's awe-inspiring and amazing, and one of the best things I've ever seen on TV. Yeah. We see Evolution backstage, and they're being awesome, and they're talking up a big game, how they're gonna beat up the Shield, and tonight it's gonna be Batista versus Seth Rollins, and that should be great, because Batista should squash him like a bug. So the premise of this match is that there will be nobody allowed ringside during Batista and Seth Rollins who is not an official. And the cerebral assassin, Triple H, makes himself the guest ring announcer, therefore he is official, and then he makes Randy Orton the guest timekeeper, who is official. This is a brilliant move by Evolution. But here comes Ambrose and Reigns blatantly breaking the rules to come down to be official commentators. That is not a position of officiality. They are just on guest commentary, and they claim that Brad Maddox was the one who allowed them to do so, but when you look at the hierarchy of how Raw works, Brad Maddox is here, and Triple H and Stephanie are up here. They're the COOs. So, what is going on? How did Triple H not overrule this decision? What a wasty waste. And predictably, the match breaks down into a disqualification smudge finish, and people are fighting, and things are happening, and whatever, but never mind that. That's the same thing we see every week. Here comes Alicia Fox, who I could have sworn quit last week. What is she doing back on this show being a complete unprofessional? She's fighting Paige again, and this time, in a non-title match, she defeats Paige, and even when she wins, she goes on this rampage again, being the most unprofessional person on this show, and that's saying a lot, and she steals Jerry the King Lawler's crown. What are you doing? He's royalty. Alright, here is our third Beat the Clock challenge match. I forgot to mention earlier that RVD did beat the clock that Big E set, so now either Mark Henry or Dolph Ziggler, who is somehow in the third hour of this show again, has to beat that clock. Unfortunately, neither of them could beat the clock, and therefore that makes Rob Van Dam, for some bizarre reason, the #1 contender for the Intercontinental title at Payback. Thankfully, Bad News Barrett comes out and clocks RVD and knocks him out. And then we go to Renee Young in the ring, who brings out this wasty waste Adam Rose. This crowd seems so into it, and they've seemed so into a lot of things this entire night, and I'm still trying to figure it out why. Adam Rose's rabbit sure can dance. Zack Ryder sure has some amazing dance moves. That is a lot better than him whining on the internet. Wasty waste. Here comes Zeb and Swagger, the real Americans, and the crowd is singing their song. So I think I figured you out, London crowd. You just like to sing. You don't care if the person is a wasty waste or if they're amazing. You just like to sing. I get you, London crowd. I've figured you out. I'm kind of sad that we didn't get to see a Patriot lock on the rabbit, but nevertheless, this segment, thankfully, mercifully, is over. We get another Bo Dallas promo, and we also learn that Hulk Hogan is going to be on SmackDown this week. Is it possible we will see Hogan and Bolieve in the same segment? That'd be amazing. And finally, we move on to the main event, as the main event should always be John Cena versus somebody. Whatever. Doesn't matter who it is, it's John Cena in the main event. This crowd is singing something very derogatory along with the melody of John Cena's theme song. This is completely disrespectful and completely unprofessional. You should be ashamed of yourself, London. That is not how you treat a champion like John Cena. During the match, this crowd is singing along to the Adam Rose song. Still, I don't understand. Are they all on drugs? That would certainly explain all the singing all night. And once again, I am disappointed with the current officiating in the WWE. Clearly, that should have been a disqualification in this match much, much earlier than it was, but instead, they allowed things to happen in the match, and not until someone touched a match participant did the disqualification, did the bell finally ring. There are other men in the ring during an official match, and you are not calling for the bell. How blind can you be, Mr. Referee? And it does not matter how the night ended up with John Cena getting beaten up. The important part that nobody seems to realize is that because of the disqualification, John Cena wins. Because John Cena always wins, thereby sending me home happy after a great Raw. So, Grime Nation, that is my great Raw review. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know how you felt about Raw in London, and I will see you next week for another Grime's Great Raw review. It has been nailed. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, tweet, tout, retweet, Reddit, Facebook, Foursquare, Instagram, Telegram, Sonogram, and Carrier Pigeon, the undisputed action figure champion of the known universe. It has been nailed.